Hello and welcome to another episode of Stranded on Term. I'm your host Jay Morty. My co-host Sangeticus is with me again today. Yeah, we got quite a few things to talk about today. Uh, so so kick us off. What do we want to start with? What would you like to
Well,
start with?
first thing I want to say is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? Because it's been long. It's been very long, and I'm ready. I don't know if you guys are ready, but I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm actually pumped up for this damn game.
Oh yeah, we're definitely ready, dude. I've been waiting for this game for like now 3 years, like solid 3 4 years. Like I am so pumped to see this game finally coming. Like they released times, they released servers, they released everything, you know. So it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
Yeah,
So honestly, sucks that I couldn't bring you guys content any sooner recently. It's because my old computer wasn't able to actually record. Running a 4-core CPU was not enough to record on OBS just to game capture the footage, which kind of sucked. And it
I
was
forgive
this,
you.
yeah, and it was the same thing for Sangeticus' PC as well. So now
Still
that I
is
got the
though.
new rig, you can see that I threw up some of the gameplay I recorded from the open beta. You can check that out right now. I'm just gonna throw that in the background so you guys have something to watch. It's fresh gameplay. Yeah. So do you want to talk about the closed and open beta since we still haven't talked about it to the public?
Yeah, sure. I mean, let's start off with the what they've changed right now in order to counter something that was a bit hard to swallow, which was 3-hour queues.
Yeah.
Those are really tough at the beginning. You would have to log in and you're like sitting there and it's an hour plus, and that hour plus would continue. And God forbid you refreshed your page or you
Yeah.
accidentally clicked out,
It's
you'd have
over.
to re-wait in queue. Um, I think one time I had actually waited, should have been an hour and 45, but I ended up waiting 3 hours total, which is
Jeez.
crazy.
That is
But
fucking crazy.
yeah, I did a lot of stuff. I think I made a watch or something, some weird thing. I did something, but
Shit.
the wait times are now being countered by having such an influx of servers that you're not going to have to be crammed and funneled into a group of in a line with so many people. It's like opening up all the caches at a grocery store. That's what they did with these servers. So they added so many more servers so that we're not stuck
Yeah.
being in line.
Yeah,
So
but like it's gonna suck because like it's gonna suck, but it's not gonna suck because all the low pop servers are gonna be tied together with the grouping that we saw from the closed and open beta. So I'm not worried about low server population anymore. It's just that like as soon as like one server becomes like a medium population, it'll branch off and the other low ones will still be connected, which is like pretty cool in that sense. Like it's really good to keep the game alive and everything. Um, you're right. That's gonna help with queues because honestly, during beta, like closed beta especially, I reached level 60 and I was a huge fiend, and I only got kicked out once. And luckily it was like around like 2 a.m. So it was like not a lot of people. I got a 45-minute wait timer, and then
mhm.
every time I was gonna log in, I preemptively done it like during work. So like during work, I would basically log in. I would see the 2 hour queue, and I'm like, perfect. That takes me to way past the end of the day, and that gives me time to eat supper, and then the queue will log in, which is kind of like a little much if you think about it. Like
A lot.
I have to
It's
do that much in advance just to play a game, which is like it was a bad thing, but you're right. Now they gave us 54 servers just for NA East.
Do you
That
remember how many there were previous in
Yeah.
the
So
open
for the
season?
closed beta, we went from like 12 to 18.
Hmm.
For the open beta, I think they kept like it around low, like 8 servers for NA East. But then when they slapped us with 54, it was crazy,
Perfect.
crazy.
And guys, I can't stress this enough. I find that a lot of people, why this was happening is that everybody wanted to be with their favorite streamer. But you guys are streamers too. You guys who are aspiring, who love your streamers, also aspire to be streamers. make that server yours. Go in there. Maybe you don't have to be with I guess Asmongold was part of I mean I don't mean to name drop or whatever, but he was in one of the servers, correct?
Yeah, he was in one of the
And
servers.
so a lot of people would go toward that server. That's fine. Of
Yeah,
course you
well,
do
that's
want to
what you
meet
want. You want to play with like
easier,
your streamer.
somebody that you love, but at the same time, you're a streamer too, so
Oh
you
yeah.
gotta start pump your own content. Maybe you don't have to follow him. Maybe you could make it your own way. You know what I mean? Be fantastic.
Mm.
I'd love to see something like that. I think there'd be a lot more people um, getting popularity through this game,
Oh,
which we're definitely going to see and we're going to enjoy with you.
well, hopefully,
Uh,
I honestly I hope to be one of those people because honestly I've been following New World very closely. Like honestly, I nonstop talking about it, uh, like constantly. So yeah. So honestly though, uh, the one of the changes that they recently did going into the launch of the game from closed to open, and I completely dislike it. They kind of reduced how many people can tag a mob at the same time. Like at this, like so, if you don't
okay.
do 15% of the damage when let's say we're raiding Merkguard, okay, and 15 individual people tag the mob. If you don't like, and like, or, sorry, I'll use a different number. Like 20 individual people tag the mob, right? If you don't do 15% of the damage, you're not gonna get a loot drop for yourself. Only the people who contributed that much damage will be getting the loot, right? Which is really shitty. But I learned that, like, let's say if you're three groups, the odds are higher because you're grouped together, so you don't count as like individual. You know what I'm
You
saying?
count as a group.
You count as a group. So
But yeah, but the thing is that the whole point, like when we're grouping up, it's to help our guild members and the people around us who join our group
yeah,
to level, and sometimes they might not be able to pump those numbers,
but
So
this is
it
where loot sharing is going to come in handy, right? So
right,
people who are going to be getting the loot drops will be sharing the gear because the people who are doing the damage technically might not need that extra juice because they're the one they're already carrying in that sense, and then they can forgo the gear, like you know what I'm saying. And
right,
that's if it's like something not for them. Like if it's not a piece of tank gear or an item I'm not using, I'm obviously giving it away. Like I'm not gonna like scrap it first. Especially that scrapping now doesn't give you back crafting materials, right? So it's way better just to either sell it or give it away.
right.
So,
Okay.
but what sucks is that this now creates funnels at creature NPCs that you have to kill. So, for a good example, there's this one boss creature you need to kill at the like at bottom of a river, and it's one of the early on quests. This boss was not a problem in closed beta because everyone was able to tag it and like fuck right off, right? But when there was an X, like a lot of fucking people, not everyone was getting the tag. But no, but it didn't occur at this first boss. It occurred at like a second or third boss later on when you need to create your staff. It was happening at that boss in closed beta. Now when I played,
Oh, I remember that.
yeah, exactly right. Now in the open beta, it was happening earlier on because of the tagging issues. Because too many individual people were at that quest, and there was way more than 7 people. Because like like if you do seven, like more or less 7 people will be able to get the kill, like get the
Yeah.
damage, right? If they all do 15%. So like it's kind of shitty in that sense, but it's like they were trying to do this because a lot of low levels, like if you got 20 or 50 people together, you were able to do some of the high end content like easy because as you add more people to the open world doing this like damaging the same boss, the content obviously gets easier, right? Like it's easier to do it with 50 people than with 10, right?
Right.
So they felt like people were gearing way too fast like this. So that's what they did it for. They did it for like that end game open worldness. So they want people to share their loot that they get more, but they don't. So they just reduce how much it drops when you're in a big group.
Right.
Individual. So the smaller amount of people you are, the higher chance loot drops.
It's a decision I slightly disagree with because they
I
they
disagree
need to
with it
keep
too.
in mind they need to keep in mind that we were on a time frame of how much, a week, 2 weeks. So we had to get everything that we wanted done. We wanted to see the end game. We wanted to see what was happening at the final levels. We wanted to experience what it was to be level 60, you know, to be at that end and just experience everything.
Mm.
So people were pushing it to the limit.
Oh yeah.
New World is built in a form where you can do both pushing it to the limit and also be casual.
Nah.
IMO. You got to keep that in mind. That's my opinion. But personally, I played it slightly casual because I didn't have the time really or I didn't dedicate the time to get to those high levels and like super grind. But I played very casually and was able to encounter people, grew up with people, and just do casual things.
Mm.
So, like I said, I disagree with that decision, but we'll see how it pans out. Maybe they'll reverse it in the future.
Honestly, I really hope they do reverse it in the future. Like, cause like it's gonna force people are gonna feel like doing dungeons or expeditions a lot more beneficial because we'd be like, well, if we're gonna be capped anyways, we might as well just do something that might guarantee us, but like the chances of
Hmm.
legendary drops are a lot lower in a dungeon than in the open world, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And another good thing to point out is that like a lot you get a lot of good items from the chests. Like you also get like some good legendary materials from chests. So that's why you also
Right.
want to loot the high end chests down there, especially for those like refining resources. Oh my god, do they make your life easy? Like when you get the high tier refining resources, instead of making like one steel ingot, you can make like two, three off of just one like craft. It's like crazy. So good, so good. That shit is baller AF.
Yeah. I'm very excited to play this damn game. It's been very long.
5 more days, man.
Oh my God. 5 more
Five,
days, guys.
5 more
Tell us,
days.
make sure you guys write what you think about how long it took to get to here. But now that we're here, good vibes. We're going to be pushing for gold and, you know, just playing the game the way it should be with happiness and no wait times.
Yeah, no wait times. Hopefully. Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna expect wait times for at least the first 3 4 days because there's probably gonna be an influx of so many people going into the game. Like
All
you
right.
can't stop that. Even World of Warcraft gets that day one.
Of
Final
course.
Fantasy gets that
That's fine.
now. Like you know.
And that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
People
it's
need to
okay.
try it and they still have that 54, 54 servers. It just seems like there's a lot of room for just many server, for it to be dispersed evenly and to not have a cluster of problems.
Yeah.
So I'm glad for that.
Yeah. All right, that's good. Like another thing to note, I feel like I'm just gonna before we move on, is that like New World is gonna be like a fine wine, okay? So what I mean by that is like you know how like World of Warcraft vanilla there wasn't really much to do besides like leveling, doing the dungeons, and then raids. There was like literally those three things to do besides PvP, and even at that there wasn't even battlegrounds or until like later on, like way later on, like you know like 6 7 months into the game, right? So it's like New World is going to be the same thing. So when people are going to like come in expecting to be able to do a lot of things at first, like New World does have a lot of things to do. I would say more than Vanilla WoW, but it's still like queue wise, like just instantly queuing up for things. There's not a lot of that to do. Like you know, there's only like one thing to do, and that's like PvP, which I love it. So like you know, but
Hmm.
like everything else, you'd have to teleport to the dungeon, walk there, adventure. Which honestly, I prefer that method because it gives like life to the world. Like you know, you're gonna encounter people traveling. You know, it gives you more epic moments. You know?
Yeah. It's geared toward a social experience. You're gonna need to, meet up with the people around your level, try to cooperate with them. I had to cooperate with people in order to get the staff of Azoth,
Yep. Yeah.
the staff of corruption, or staff of corruption.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, it's staff the Azov
Regardless,
staff. Yeah.
the Azoth staff, exactly. So
Yeah.
I had to cooperate in that. We had, people just invited me to a random group, and we had to wait and make sure that we got a hit in so that we could all leave and leave our separate ways. But just to say that, although that was part of a funneling, which is not good, the
Yeah.
aspect that we had to group up in order to complete a mission
Mm.
for random adventurers was something that's special. And New World will be offering a lot of that. I mean, there's the social possibilities are endless. You could do a lot in terms of teaming up with people to ambush the enemy, or teaming up with people just to farm resources, try to, you try to get a monopoly, even market strategy, things of that nature can happen. You guys can make it happen. We can make it happen, and we're going to make it happen. So
Yeah, 100%. All right. Have you had time to watch the New World video?
there's one that you described to me that I did not watch. I thought that we would look at that together. And then there's also another one that came out today.
Not the one that came out today. We're talking. I was talking about the one about the soundtrack. Uh,
No,
it's
but you could
quite
describe it to me.
it's quite long, so that's why I was hoping that you would watch it. It's actually really good. So the guy who's composed all the music, the reason why everything sounds so good is because he took a lot of it from real life, raw sound. No blockbuster extra sound to make it sound like super fantasy and like robust. Like, dude, like this guy uh, was a composer of like Pirates of the Caribbean, uh, Game of Thrones, and now he's doing New World. And he, no, like don't just not just those two things. Like he's been in like many games and many movies that we well know. But like I'm
Uh,
just off the top of my head, I don't know them. I just know of those
he,
two.
he's a high quality composer that
Yeah,
a lot of the big shot Hollywood will hire in order to get their product
yeah, like
pushed.
yeah, exactly. We're getting like movie quality sound, like and like to do the mining, he actually took a pickaxe to like different types of stone, and he went out there and he like put a mic at like 5 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, and then he would. That's how we get that sick echoing sound, and it sounds at
Hmm.
like such a good distance, and we're like. How did they like? Remember when we first played it in the preview? We're like, how did they get that echo so good? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was crisp. It was just like it felt like somebody was truly mining. Um, Even the wood chopping, everything, and the trees falling. New World definitely immerses you into a new world. That is something that, and thank God that they got this composer because of what you're telling me.
oh
Seemed
yeah,
pretty dedicated, and also it panned out because we're like in the middle of. I remember we were in the middle of playing. I think one of our teammates was saying like, "Dude, this music sounds are incredible,"
it's crazy, dude.
and we just took a stop. We stopped and we're like, "Yeah, that's incredible."
Yeah,
So.
it's actually crazy. Like the guy goes into the video, like he went like out to his like to the woods with his dad, as like for like his job, and like they went and
Mhm.
they cut down trees and like they used ropes to get like that creek sound, and they recorded it all. So like he he did it personally, like it's crazy. And
Yeah.
for the guns and cannons and everything, and like all that other like war stuff, like he actually went to a war reenactment and he did the same thing. Put mics everywhere on the battlefield to capture like the distance of sound, and also like mics on the people so that we can hear like the point blank shots. And like that
Hmm.
level of dedication is like crazy, and like I really respect that type of stuff. Like I love when like New World or MMO or just developers just do that in general. It's amazing. Like I praise that. Like
All right.
yeah. So like if you the viewers have time, you should also go watch that like a video. And then they released the soundtrack, and I listened to it like back to back, and it's pretty good, man. Like if you guys run a D&D campaign, or you guys like to listen to like relaxing music, it's actually really good. And it's done with like a live orchestra as well, and it's crazy, dude. It's crazy good. It's like almost like the Halo, like oh, like
Yeah, that didn't register at
yeah,
but yeah, it's understandable.
like
I
the
understand what
like
you're
the
saying.
Halo 3 menu.
That's I think they used the Budapest Symphony Orchestra for Halo.
That's yeah, that shit's
Or
it's crazy.
somebody, you got to double check that if I'm right or wrong.
Whatever, but
Doesn't matter. What matters is that it's professional music and it's done with a lot of dedication and effort. So does very well for our ears when you're playing. You're definitely satisfied by the environment around you. Speaking of environment around you, um, the scenery is impeccable. The colors that they use, just the format, Lumberjack Studios, how they built their world. incredible. The sounds from the Azov,
Crazy.
you
Like
wouldn't even
teleporting
think.
the.
I mean, yeah, that, but I like even the how the magic is played out, like making up these sounds, incredible.
Oh,
The way it the way it's shot, incredible. We got some special new weapons that weren't in the closed beta that are now going to be in the game. Would you like to pepper us with that?
yeah, I can pepper it with that, but like just before we move on to like the weapons, like speaking of like the sounds and like you like the way the magic sounds, did you know that they actually made a whole language for corruption, like word for word, letter, alphabet, everything. It like so the corruption actually has like its own dialect.
I'll check it out. I
That
did not know that.
it's crazy. I didn't know that either until I watched the video. Because like to us, it just sounds like monster sounds, but apparently like some of like the higher corrupted are just talking corruption. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I'll check that out.
yeah, it's pretty jokes. Okay, so for the three new weapons that the German journalists dropped, they got to play a later to date, like pretty much I think a dev build. I don't think it was the launch build. I think it was a dev build. It's like one of the future builds with everything unlocked and testing. They sneak peeked daggers, a two-handed blunderbuster, and the void gauntlet. These weapons will not be at launch, but they're probably going to be within like the first like life cycle of the game. So maybe like a patch or two. Like you know how like uh, World of Warcraft has like goes like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 new game.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's this would probably be like the patch 1.1 or like whatever. Like you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna patch it in.
Yeah, they're gonna patch it in, but it's pretty sick. So we already know that the Void Gauntlet is gonna be intellect and focus based, so it's gonna have like that hybrid stats. The Blunderbuster I think is also the same thing, but it's more intellect and strength. So I think it's if I recall correctly, it's that, and then there's the daggers, which is 100% dexterity. So those are going to be like the new ones that are coming in. There hasn't been like really much concrete information about them except for like what stats they use. Everything else about the like abilities and stuff have been data mined, so we just know that the Void Gauntlet is most likely going to be the first one to come in based on like how much information there is about it in the game and how like it's already has its own like definitive pictures in like the weapon tree where the daggers like have like a sword and then the blunderbuster looks exactly like the dexterity rifle. So those ones
The
are probably
musket.
gonna come later, you know. So yeah. So yeah, what anything else you guys want to know? Anything else?
What do you mean?
Is that it for the patch that you want to know about the new weapons?
The new weapons?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, that's it. I was expecting flintlock pistols. I thought that that would be something. I know that we talked about that often, but that's not something that we can't make the decision for them. But I
Mm-hmm.
was expecting to hear about a flintlock pistol at a certain point in time. They went from a two-handed musket to a blunderbuss. So maybe, maybe they'll make a flintlock, but that's not there is no proof that a flintlock pistol exists in their world currently.
Yeah, but like they did confirm that there will be a flintlock pistol. They did show it in a very early on trailer, and they did say that they want to put that in the game. They just weren't. It wasn't going to be a release weapon. So,
They have to with the enemies that we deal with.
well, yes and no
The
because like this game can go on forever with weapons. Like I'm not sure if you played like Mordau or games like Calvary. Like the medieval weapons and the conquistador weapons can go on for literally like thousands and thousands and thousands. Like, well, not a thousand. Okay, that's a little extreme. So there's like at least over 50. So like the weapons can always keep trickling in. Like they can endlessly keep putting weapons in. So like you know what I'm saying? It's like I rather them trickle down and like we get to experience them like one at a time after because it's just gonna be too overwhelming. Like a new player coming into the game is gonna be like, what the fuck item should I use first? What's good for what? When there's gonna be like the 6 months users that are gonna have like everything maxed, you know. So there's that too.
Mm.
But yeah, there's a lot. Like there's the two-handed greatsword that's also confirmed, but it's like nowhere. Like no one's being like it's not even in the game. Like for us to use or people have not even data mined it yet. They have
Right.
data mined the map, which is massive. Like the map is fucking huge.
Yeah, that's something we need to talk about too.
You want to go into the mounts, don't you?
Well, I wanna have a conspiracy talk on what is out there in the white area of the map that we weren't able to touch.
All right, go for it. Let's go.
Well,
What do you think's there?
they definitely need to have a Romanesque type of feel, like a Pompeii style zone. They got the Japanese inspired stone, like zone with even scale, which was phenomenal. But based on some of the lore and like people like Crassus, for example, they need to have a Roman city. They need to have a Roman city.
All right, so I can confirm or deny this if you want me to.
That's not fair at all. No, well, are you able to? Are you
I
able
am
to?
able to 100%.
So then do it.
All right, so there's basically when you reach level 60, and this is like huge spoiler alerts if people who are listening don't want to get spoiled. Basically, when you reach level 60 and you reach Reekwater, there is a guy who's part of a legion, and it's a Roman legion, and he literally comes from the desert area from a guy. I forgot what the guy's name, but it is a Roman like themed area, completely in the desert. So there might be a Roman city in there that we can go
Oh,
invade, kind of like a Merkgard, because this is supposed to be after Merkgard, so it's probably going to be like the next like part of the first year. Like it's we're gonna straight go into that. Like it's actually like insane. They're like the Legionnaires and stuff like that. And actually, this just in from the Guild. Let me read this. Oh, we just got an ad. Boom. Okay, we have a survey for the Guild. Oh, okay. So basically, we had allied with the Guild in the closed and open beta called Minimus Maximus,
right.
and they have decided to now go Covenant on Valhalla, which is a very heavy PvP server. And us Maple Tree, we love PvE and PvP. So, but we like to have a healthy realm of both. And since the PvE never goes anywhere, we definitely need a healthy PvP economy. And I think this is a survey to see if we might switch from Syndicate to Covenant.
Oh,
So let me just
oh
confirm this. I'm
no.
checking this.
I'm purple all the way, man.
Okay, so there's two questions. The first question is which server and faction for Mapletree? Should we go on Valhalla, which will be a high pop server? Personally, yes. Because more population, more people to play against, more items on the auction house, more gold to be made, more wars to be fought, more alliances to be made. All around, right? Then the second question is do you want to switch to Covenant instead of Syndicates? This will allow us to have an alliance with another company. Personally, I don't mind. I'm in it for the guild. I'm not in it for uh, the faction.
Right.
Because if I
No.
had to pick a faction, it would be on looks, and the Marauders look the sickest for what I play usually. But like Syndicate, like what they stand for is more or less what I would stand for. You know, so that's why I didn't mind Syndicate.
Why can't it be where we could still be allied with their Covenant?
Yeah.
Why can't we still be allied with Covenant guilds?
Well, it's because they're switching because Covenant does not have has a very low presence, right? And if we go there, it will be like almost 90 to 100 of us, 200 of them, and then they have two other alliances that are also going to switch over. It's like around 150 and another 90. So that's almost like 1,000 straight up players that would go to be Covenant and give Covenant support. But like personally speaking, I'm for whatever the guild is. So that's why I wrote the first question is yes, and the second question to the Valhalla, and my second answer was I don't mind.
Well, there's a vote, right? So I'll cast the vote. So whatever vote, whatever I feel. Whatever it is, it is. But like we were repping purple like this whole time.
I know, same, bro, same.
Like we're hard repping purple.
Hard perp, bro. But like that's probably why there's like so many people like playing purple right now. Like that.
Well,
Like
it's not because of us.
no, I know because
Because they chose to
originally,
rep purple. It's that
yeah,
simple.
I know.
It's
It all
not my
started.
fault.
Yeah, I know it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. 5 more days. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, I mean, listen, have the vote.
Yep, the vote's there, man. So I'm curious what the results are gonna be. Personally, I just don't want to be on a low pop server. I want a medium to high.
Mhm.
That's all I care about.
Right.
Straight up. Because I've been on a dead server in MMOs and it's just really
Depressing.
not fun. It's like yeah, it's depressing. You don't get the
Mhm.
experiences as much as you would with a high to medium.
Right.
It's just it's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. And the fact
I
that we
mean, it
can't
depends. Some people do like it, but just for us, it's not that kind. We're really about, the social aspect of New World,
yeah.
getting together with people, trying to get, something done, something new in
Yeah.
this new world.
Pretty much, yeah. That's like I said, that's why I don't care what faction we end up going. I just care about the population and the homies we play with, you know? And I also want to
Yeah.
make them happy, so that's why I wrote I don't mind. So
Well,
what are you gonna vote? Sangeticus. It's two public votes right
my
here.
vote, my vote is not real. I mean, don't we just do it privately on the survey?
Yeah, we do, but like you know what I'm
But
voting right now.
well, yeah, but I mean, what I would vote personally, it's only because I'm eating my own words, would be no. Purple all the way. Purple all the
So
way,
you
dude.
can go purple, bro.
I could go purple without my group, without my
No, no, I'm
friends.
saying like
Yeah.
you can vote for purple. Say that like
Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I'm gonna do.
there you
If hopefully it matters, but if it doesn't at the same time, I'm gonna follow you guys ultimately.
go. Democracy.
Yeah, it just takes half of the people.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, it's purple for life because, like, bro, we made the song. Look at our sigil. Look at our tags right now. Like,
Everything,
we
man.
would have to change everything, man. It would
I
suck.
was looking up a purple watch. I'm waiting for the merch to come out to buy a purple hoodie,
Yeah, but then
like a
okay.
purple syndicate hoodie,
Yeah, but then
like the
if
whole
the
shebang.
yeah, dude. Oh my god, imagine a purple. Oh, that would be yo. We gotta make
Yeah,
our own merch.
still no merch.
Yeah,
Like
New World, you're fucking
embarrassed?
up. New World, you're fucking
Embarrassed?
up.
You literally, you're part of Amazon. No merch?
Yeah, I know. No
You guys
warehouses.
screaming nuts?
No merch.
No
Yo, send
merch?
us a New World sweater and cap, please. Like New World, like I will at you with this
No,
sweater,
I'll buy it.
please.
Yeah, I don't think. Who cares?
Yeah, we'll buy it. We just need you to ship it to us, dude. I get everything to my house except
But not even that, make it. They don't even make it.
they do make it, but
They
just for
have
the
like a
employees.
t-shirt. Unbelievable. That's not a good move. We're gonna rep your game. Okay? If you're all stuck in, where are they? In LA?
Yeah, I think LA. Yeah.
They're all stuck in Silicon Valley. Never gonna hit the north
Mm.
unless we wear it. So
Nope. And yeah, I think yeah we hit our time.
really,
Yeah,
we
dude.
have a lot more to discuss.
I know we have a lot more to discuss, but like now we're back in it. We're gonna record more gameplay. We're gonna be streaming Monday, Tuesday. We're stocking up. We're bunkering. It's literally like Doomsday Preppers, but for New World.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking lit. Let me check the Google Doc real quick. I'm curious to see how many people will be playing Launch Day currently. I'm curious because we asked everyone who sees the chat to sign up, so we know how much gold we each of us need to farm to get a city. Because we're trying to rush for a city, like straight up. Like that's my goal.
That's everyone's goal.
I mean, yeah, but like I feel like if we pick Valhalla, we need at least 50 people. Like at least 50 people. Oh man. Cannot open. Oh my god. I have to fucking. Have to wait for. Apparently, I can't open this fucking tab on my phone. It's so dumb. Anyways, whatever. So we'll figure it out. So yeah, so that's been another episode, episode 9. I'm your host, Jay Morty. You can catch me on Twitch, Jay Morty TV, Instagram, and Twitter. All the same thing. So peace out, Sanj. Do you have anything you want to shout out?
Yeah. During the game, as much as I'm not going to be completely involved in the beginning, I know that in time I will be involved, and I'm definitely gonna, you know, if anybody needs help in sort of getting into a guild or just needs to talk and needs to figure out how to get into this social thing, don't hesitate to try to contact me, and I will try to get you in.
H. So if you need an ambassador, Ambassador Sanj, he gets you in. He gets you in the loop, bro. Need information, bro? Go to him
Yeah.
for
I'll
the
also
social
try to,
aspect.
I like to pair people with the right people. So, you know,
He
I
forms
would really
groups.
love, yeah, exactly. And, people, if anybody's watching this and they don't have people to play with and they want to join a community, I know Maple Tree is a very understanding and respectful community that you could join, and you could definitely make good connections with different people. And I could help mediate that for you.
Sick. All right. Catch you guys later. Peace out.
Oh.
Good shit.